The phrase "there was evening and there was morning" appears multiple times in Genesis 1. What does this phrase mean? Why is it recorded as evening and morning instead of morning and evening? Let's find out. In Genesis 1:5 it says, "There was evening and there was morning the first day." In verse 8 it says, "There was evening and there was morning the second day." Then in verse 19 it says, "And there was evening and there was morning the fourth day." In verse 23 it says, "And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day." Finally in verse 31 it says, "And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day." As we see, the Bible consistently describes the passing of each day with the phrase, "And there was evening and there was morning." This is in contrast to the Eastern way of thinking, which considers morning as the start of a day followed by evening. What significance does the concept of evening and morning have when it is used to represent the first day, the second day, and so forth? First, the idea of evening and morning reflects a pattern where the negation comes before confirmation. This order seen in the Bible is a key characteristic of the biblical mindset. So in this mindset, there is destruction followed by construction, death followed by resurrection, and despair followed by hope. This mindset is crucial to understanding important concepts in the Bible. In the concept of the Mosaic Law and the Gospel, the law condemns first, while the gospel accomplishes the atonement. Where the law brings death, the gospel brings life. Paradoxically, if there is no problem with the law, there is no solution in the gospel. And if there is no death through the law, there is no life through the gospel. Without death, there is no resurrection. Second, the concept of evening and morning marking a day means that when one day ends and the next day begins, you can clearly see the next day dawning. In this way, according to the concept of day as evening and morning, we see where to work, we see tools to work, and we see what we will work on. So as soon as the day begins, we can jump right into work with enthusiasm. We can start by looking around in the bright light and begin confidently. Our spiritual life should approach in this same manner. We need a clear understanding of how to proceed and what God wants. Living by faith means living according to the Bible. When we search the Bible from the beginning, we can clearly see the future, and we can live our spiritual life while looking at the future. So we believers today see and live the day that people of the world, the unbelievers, call tomorrow as today. While unbelievers face tomorrow in darkness, believers face tomorrow in brightness. Unbelievers in the world can't have any hope for tomorrow, but we believers can face it with the firm faith and positive hope. Thank you for watching. See you next time.